Okay, and we're live. It's telling me here, so somebody shoot me a little statement on the chat saying whether the audio and the video is looking okay. It looks a little grainy here to me this morning, uh, so let me know, and we will proceed. So great. Okay, I'm not going to keep you here long this morning. And for that matter, this is going to be our last live video of the semester. Usually at the end of the semester, we're spending a lot of time in class doing some work. So we've gone through the material, and I'm not going to invent new material for you just to look at because we got a couple of days left. So this will be the last morning for that. So this is your last opportunity to do a live chat anyway. If you've got questions about the outstanding assignments or anything else, I'll try and answer them in this format. Otherwise, we'll just revert to email. Email will carry us through to the end. Shouldn't be any trouble communicating in that fashion with what we have left to do. So I have begun this morning working on the exams, collecting all the ones that I have. There are a few of you who have not sent any exams, and so we will work our way through that. If there are missing assignments or something, I will, as I go through the grading process and putting everything together, I'll be contacting you once again by email if there's any issues that I run into. But otherwise, things are just going to rock along behind the scenes. And as I collect the rest of the assignments, I'll eventually get them graded. Bear with me on that. It takes a while to grade these kinds of things when we have this many to try and grade. So bear with me on that. I'll get it done, and we will get you a grade assigned for this strange and unusual semester that we have found ourselves in here. So the interview project, well, the professionalism assignment, once again, I'm looking for that on the 29th, and your interview will be due on the 30th. So make sure you should have already set your appointments by now. So we want to try not to deluge everybody at the end. But I've been getting some really good feedback. So that's great. I've gotten a few of the professionalism assignments already turned in as well. They're looking really great. So the bar is pretty high, and excuse me, and we'll continue to get those things in and get them done. So hopefully you've learned something new this semester that you didn't know, and hopefully you've learned, at least got some kind of an inkling about what professional behavior entails, what it requires, and what you need to think about aspiring to as you move from being a student to a professional out into the working world. So I know a number of you are going to be graduating, and so good luck with that. And if I can help you with anything, let me know. So do you have any questions about anything? Start shooting them to me on the live chat here, and we'll try and get them answered. While those are coming in, I will mention that I'll mention again that the administration has initiated a pass-fail option for courses like this that are typically for a grade. I don't think we'll have very many students that'll have to worry about it in this class. But you may have some of your other classes. You may be on a borderline for whatever reason. Maybe you've contracted the virus or something else has gone on in life, and you need to move toward that pass-fail option. Keep in mind that it's one of those borderline things where you're worried about your grade, your GPA for one reason or another. So they are offering that option, but it is my understanding. It is my understanding. You'll have to check on it for yourself. It's my understanding that you have to wait until the grade, a regular grade, has been assigned, and then you make a petition to the university to change it to a pass-fail. So keep that in mind as an option uh, for your grades here at the end of the semester if you need to go that route. So, okay, I got one question pop up here. Could you go over the format for the interview write-up again? I can't remember which lecture you went over it in. Uh, what I prefer, and of course we're not, I understand that you guys aren't journalism students, but I prefer a summary. I want something that shows me that you have sort of digested all the information and that you can put it into uh, a format that's sort of like a magazine article or a newspaper article where I can actually tell that you have summarized it. I prefer not. I really prefer not to see you have a question and then an answer, and then a question and then an answer, and then a question and an answer. Summarize it, put it together where it'll flow. That shows me that you've internalized all that information, and that you can turn it around again and explain it in a way. You're the go-between. You've gone to the expert. Now you're going to summarize what the expert has told you, and then you're going to shoot it to me, which is the unknowing public. So that's what I'm looking for in terms of a format for the interview write-up. Again, there's no one right exact way to do it, but I realize you're not journalism students and you haven't gone over some of the formats of journalism. But that's what I'm looking for, is a summary that includes the information that you learned. And there's a don't give me more than about 350 words, but it's going to afford, the exercise forces you to synthesize and organize in order to come up with a product that is reasonable. I can't read 5 pages of everybody's in time to get anything done. So you're limited, and you're always limited when you write an article of any kind. You're always limited to a word count. So there's some practice doing that. Katerina, can we use direct quotes from our interviews? Yes, you certainly may. Just make sure that you're not taking up half the 350 words by a quote or more. I got one a week ago or so that came in, and all it was 350 words worth of quotes. So I sent it back. So yes, by all means, you can use direct quotes. Anytime you read a good, a well done magazine or blog article, journalistic article, there's almost always a quote or two that really sort of nail down a point that you're trying to make, or that you want to pass on to your audience. So yes, quotes are great. More questions? Now's your shot, as we will not be back online. Again, I have all of the exams printed out this morning. Just so as you know, there were 3 of them that had no name on them, and I'm printing them out, and I got to go back through and dig around and see what order they came in to find out whose name they are. So, be thorough, be professional, put your name on stuff, please, when you send it in. So when you send in your professionalism assignment, you send in your interview, assignment, make sure your name is on that paper somewhere. It makes things flow so much better. So, no more questions? Once again, I apologize for the formats that we're having to go through to finish up this semester. This has been a really strange year so far, 2020, and it looks like it's going to be a little stranger the rest of the way. So we'll see. All right, for the test, are you going to email us with the grade, or are you going to send it out after the assignments? What I'm going to do is, if you want to know what your grade is, send me an email. Uh, I have FERPA laws that I have to consider, and so I would have to send out an individual email for everybody, and if everybody doesn't request it, there's no really reason for me to send it out. So if you want to know what your exam grade was, um, or if you want to wait till the end and get an early jump on what your final grade was or what another assignment was, just send me an email, uh, and uh, uh, and I'll do it on an individual basis. So it would be nice if I could just send out one blanket email, but we can't do that, so that's illegal. Uh, sure. Uh, you can, yeah, I would prefer that, obviously. Um, Trying to sit here and handle 125 emails or more, 150 emails individually back and forth. I'll do the best I can, but um, I would prefer. I would personally prefer if you waited till the end. But if you can't wait and you just want to know what you got on the probably the exam is the one that you're going to be worried about. So if you want to know, just send me an email, and I'll send a personal email back, um, and we'll handle it that way. So strange times we're living in here. We just so you know, we are the College of Agriculture. Each of the individual units on campus have been asked to develop a reopening plan and procedures. So we are here on campus trying to develop procedures so that we can reopen sort of in stages, and um, and we'll go from there. So hopefully we'll have the university up and running, by midsummer anyway. And so next fall things will sort of be back to normal. We'll see where we're at here in a little while. Are the exams graded yet? Are you kidding me? No, they are not graded yet. I got them printed off this morning. Uh, I got the last ones in yesterday afternoon, and anyway, I got them all printed off this morning, and so I'm going to start grading them. I've got a couple of meetings this morning, but I'm going to start grading them today. So I'm hoping by maybe Tuesday next week I'll have them graded. So don't send me an email over the weekend or on Monday asking what your exam grade is, because I'm not going to have it by then. So give me a couple of days next week to get caught up on it, and then I can pass them along. So. Do we have any other housekeeping stuff that we need to play around with? Just make sure that you don't fall behind in any kind of scholarship or financial aid issues. Make sure that you're paying attention on a regular basis to emails that will come from central administration, because things are going to be changing off and on throughout the summer period. So make sure that on at least from time to time, every few days, look and make sure that they're not changing deadlines on you for financial stuff or dorm stuff or tuition. or any of those other things. So pay attention to those things. Look for them because they will be forthcoming, and you may not get a lot of notice on some of them. So, and you may get enough notice, but there may be so many people in line ahead of you. It could be problematic. So you always want to try and get to the front of the line if possible when things change. So, okay. For the professionalism, I just got a limit on it, just a limit. And so what I'm really looking for is how you can apply some of these things that we talked about the other day in your professional life or in your student life. I would assume by now you think of your student life as being part of your professional life. So, yeah, just looking for a length, and I'm looking for I'm looking for some kind of an application that tells me that you actually sat down and thought about it for a while before you wrote something down. So that's what I'm looking for. I really can't format anything really more than that on an assignment of that nature. So yes, 300, 350 words, somewhere in that neighborhood. Again, I can't, we've got 50, what have I got, 58 students. I can't read term papers from 58 students and get them graded in time by the end of the semester. So yes. And what that does, what it does, having something that short, it forces you to organize things before you sit down to write, and that's part of the writing process. In fact, I think it's the most difficult part is the organization. What are you going to say first? What are you going to say second? And what are you going to say last? And what order they should come in. So, yes, that's what I mean. Limit word counts. So everybody's happy. No administrative questions, no other housekeeping questions, nothing along those lines. I will send out, in fact, I've got a note over here and I was just about to jump over it. I have been informed, I was informed, and it hasn't changed. It could change. But when the course evaluation portal opens, I will send an email, a general email out to everyone so that you could take a look at the course evaluation portal. And what I would suggest, if you have time, is this whole online format thing is new to everyone, and if it worked okay for you, in the comment section and stuff, let me know that it worked okay. And if there's something constructive, and I tell students this every year, and I've been doing this a long time. You can't, if you're going to have an effect on through the course evaluation process, whether it's my class or another class, it doesn't make any difference. You can't just complain. If you just complain, it doesn't do anybody any good unless you have some kind of constructive suggestion to overcome whatever that issue was that you ran into in the class. So, and so I'll send you out a general email, and the university will too. I will send you out a general email letting you know that portal, when that portal opens, when and if it opens, and we'll go from there. Okay, we're done with assignments on the 30th, and this is our last YouTube lecture. Yes, absolutely. I'll have to take the rest of the time to pretty much all day long to get everything graded in time so I can get it turned in. So we don't have any more material to cover. Usually we spend class time uh, doing a mock congressional hearing, which takes up about almost 2 weeks. At least 5 lectures usually is what it takes up, and then we have another lecture period or two that we take to work our way through a project plan, which we just couldn't do either one of those this semester under these circumstances. So we've got a little time at the end that we don't really have anything to do. We don't have a final exam schedule. So no, once I get everything in from you on the 30th, it's all on me from there to get all the grading and everything done in time. So no problems, no worries. Uh, you'll be done, and then I get to go to work, uh, trying to get everything fixed up here at the end of the semester. So rather than add a bunch of new material, um, we're just going to go this route. So. Yeah, and again, even the mechanical side, the logistical and mechanical side of things. If you prefer this YouTube live stuff to Zoom, you know, when it comes time to do a course evaluation, put those logistical things down like that. I've had a lot of trouble with Zoom too. Cripes, yesterday was the first day I haven't had Zoom meetings for 5 or 6 hours a day in the last 2 weeks. It's been crazy, and so I've been through a lot of Zoom meetings myself. And some of them have gone okay. Usually, when you have less than about 10 people or less, it works pretty well. But boy, if it gets over that, it gets to be a mess sometimes, and for any number of reasons. So. Okay, I don't see any other questions coming. Once again, you can give me by email. If you got something comes up later that you don't know about, or something else comes to mind, you can email me. I'll check the. I live in front of email. It seems like anymore. So trying to do this has been an interesting exercise. So hopefully all of you have stayed well and haven't come down with the virus. Or if you did, hopefully it was a mild case of it. I think that's our only way out of this thing is through herd immunity. So eventually it's going to end up being like the flu. It's a lot more virulent. I think I had this stuff back in early January, and it was not good. So hopefully you and your families are doing well, and both from a health standpoint and from an economic welfare standpoint. So hopefully this is just a blip in the road. Nothing else? Last call. I don't care where you go, but you can't stay here. Okay, folks. This has been good. You guys have been good class. It's in spite of all this stuff. Um, some classes are better than others, so this has been a pretty good one. Pretty good one. You bet. Good luck in your summer endeavors, and if you're graduating, good luck in the future. Hopefully, employment will be there pretty quick, and things will kind of get back to normal around this place. Okay. Hasta la vista. До свидания. Bye bye.